thank you for the work the administration has done on the issue of community gardens. Gardens play a vital role in the everyday lives of people throughout our city. They provide much-needed open and green space and access to locally grown healthy food. They increase property values and offer a strong sense of communities in the neighborhoods they serve. In the last 8 years, the number of gardens under the jurisdiction of the Department of Parks has jumped from 86 to over 280. That indicates a real commitment to keep community gardens as a permanent part of the fabric of our city. The rules recently drafted by the administration are an important step in the right direction. However, there is more work to be done to ensure the long-term protection of community gardens, which remains my ultimate goal. To that end, I'd like to see a number of specific improvements to the proposed garden rules, and I want to thank the department for indicating very clearly to my office that these rules are in draft form and that you are very open to working on further changes to them. I think that is a welcome thing for all of us to know and hear today. So often these types of hearings are fait accompli, and that isn't the case is really terrific and a credit to the department. That said, first, as long as a gardening group is in compliance with their license, that license should be automatically renewed. Under the current language, the renewal of the license is optional, even for a gardening group that is fully compliant with the rules. The language of the rules should indicate that the license must be renewed so long as the gardening group remains in compliance. Second, the rules do not provide a mechanism for maintaining a garden that gets abandoned by its gardening group. I propose that there be language in the rules providing a mechanism for Green Thumb to reach out to the surrounding community, including the community board and nearby gardening groups should there be an uncured default by the current gardening group. There should also be an additional 180-day period following an uncured default to allow Green Thumb to attempt to find a new group to register and be granted a license to continue the garden use. Third, it should be mandated that all notices related to Green Thumb gardens be issued in multiple languages. Notices should be available in Spanish and any other languages that a gardening group requests. Fourth, an accelerated default should only occur based on acts of omission that emanate from the garden itself, such as illegal activities done by gardeners while the garden is open. Under the current draft, there is no requirement that accelerated default be limited in that way, and a garden should not be penalized, as the present rules could allow, for activities occurring in the vicinity of the garden and outside of the gardener's control, such as public drinking that occurs on the sidewalk immediately adjacent to the garden. I'm almost done. Fifth, it has been often said in recent months that there are no plans to remove a garden under the jurisdiction of the Parks Department, which is great to hear. To further emphasize that message, I believe this should be written as part of the statement of basis and purpose of the garden. Sixth, if there is work to be performed in a garden that is not related to its garden purpose, such as work for development on adjacent property, the garden must be returned to as close to its original condition as possible, either by the developer, the city, or any other entity responsible for the damage. Finally, in addition to protecting community gardens, we must also create an effective and speedy mechanism in the rules for creating new gardens, so gardens can literally and figuratively grow. While the rules allow for future gardens to be added to the coverage of these rules, there is no formal mechanism as to how this should occur. Along those lines, I propose that when there is a vacant city-owned land for which there is no specific use envisioned, this information be made publicly available to local gardeners. I believe these changes will go a long way to strengthen and improve the proposed rules and put into place critical protection for our gardens. However, even the best rules, because the rules are the rules of the mayoral administration and can be changed by a future mayoral administration. So even the best rules, at best, are impermanent by their very nature and are unable in place as it relates to this critically important resource in our city. And I again want to thank the department for their willingness to be at the table. It is a welcome change from the perspective of the Giuliani administration, which seemed only committed to destroying the community gardens. And I want to thank the gardening community for also being willing to be at the table to make sure these rules are as strong as possible, but that ultimately we get to the strongest permanency avenue possible. So I thank you for your work, and I look forward to our future work together.